Hey, everybody! Sorry, I'm just plugging in an extra light right now because it feels dark. That's nice. That's very nice. That's my good vibes light. Thank you, MJ. Hi. Welcome to our Tuesday lunch chat. I'm back in my office. Our crazy weather has more or less subsided. It's mild and dry. I mean, like, there's not precip. It's still cold. We still have snow on the ground everywhere, but it's now, I don't know, feels a little bit more normal. Doesn't feel as justifiable to just say, oh, I'm going to stay home and have the fireplace on and have a cozy beverage all day long. So here we are. Hello. And I have so many cool things to show you guys. Whoa, goodness. Starting with what I'm wearing. We'll talk about that in just a second. I've got my tea. Hello, Sue, Mary, Shell, Nydia, Julia. Hi. I hope you all are doing well. I had a great weekend. I got a lot of knitting done, including this. This one came together so fast. This was not in the design plan, and it just, well, I'll talk about it in just a second. I'm still letting people find the stream and hop on. Hi. Okay, I think we're a few minutes in. We can go ahead. So yes, my Stash Be Gone Cowl is out. Club members, don't forget you get this free. It is fun, Vicky. She says this looks like fun. So I'm gonna take it off real quick so I can better hold it up for you guys. Plus I'm wearing my Fiat and I'm really warm. So okay, so here she is. This is a cowl, a 2-color cowl that you knit in the round in a tube, and then you attach the 2 ends with a 3-needle bind off here at the top. And so all of those color work floats are permanently hidden to the inside of your work. So you don't have to worry. You still have to, maintain proper tension so they don't pucker and be too tight, but you don't have to worry about catching floats of long stretches. You just get to free for all, basically. And it is so much fun to knit. And it's called the Stash Be Gone Cowl, obviously, because it is so great for burning up your stash. Okay, this is how it came to be. I'll just hold it here while I talk about it. So a week or so back, man, that was the longest week. My kids were my kid that's in school still, in high school. She didn't have school at all last week. They never went back after break because we just got pummeled by winter weather. So it was a very long week. So anyway, I think it was just last week I showed you my finished scrap gan, my fingering weight granny square Afghan that I've been working on for years, and I finally just needed to put the border on. That project was created to work through all of these fingering leftovers that I had acquired from socks and shawls and shop samples. So it's all done. I'm tidying up the whole scrap area, the leftovers area, and I'm I didn't even make a dent in this pile, not even a dent. Or maybe it's just that I worked on it so slowly that I just kept accruing more leftovers as I was working on it. So I was sitting there staring at all of that, and this just lightning, this whole idea just came together for me. I'm gathering yarns. If you've already downloaded the pattern, you'll see my picture of my piles. So I gathered up a pile of gray to black, and then I gathered up, I started pulling some colors that I thought would go together, and I ended up with this kind of sunsetty, fiery, it's kind of like burgundy to gold thing. And that's how the cowl was born. And that was on Monday of last week. And then I was like, this has to be January's pattern. Everybody is going to want to be going through their stash and doing some stash busting, like we kind of tend to do in January, assess things, purge, all of that goodness. Well, now you can do this. So I had so much fun knitting this, and it's on a size 4 needle, which isn't a huge needle, but it still feels like it goes really fast. The 2-color pattern is really quickly memorizable, and then you just change colors willy-nilly. So sometimes I literally would run out. Where did I actually, I think, yeah. No, right here, like there's this tiny little bit of brownish gold. That was the absolute end of that one. And then I switch. I mean, it's fun. It is actually really fun to come to the end of a little ball and be like, goodbye. So I know that some of you out there, a minority of you out there, may not actually have stash. I guess I'm told that there's people like that that exist. So if that's the case, or maybe you have a little bit of stash and you need to like maybe supplement, a great thing to use would be to grab a neutral skein of Tosh Merino Light. That's several of my colors in there is Tosh Merino Light or Unicorn Tails, which is just mini skeins of the Merino Light. So Merino Light and Unicorn Tails. Like, look at these. These are 4 different colors here, of red to magenta, and this skein of Tern, Tern, is gray. Wouldn't that be great in this cowl? It's perfect. So if you actually are one of those unicorns that exists in the yarn world that doesn't have stash, Unicorn Tails and a skein of Merino Light, you're golden. So I want to show you, Julia and I were talking because she was talking about maybe she'd have to start one of these. And I already am envisioning. So this is the one time around the neck size, but there's also instructions if you wanted to make a long loop that you could double around your neck. And since it's done in fingering weight on a size 4, you can do that easily. It doesn't feel too thick and bulky to do that. So this is what I've pulled for the long version. I'm going to see if I can just hold it up here. This is all from I have my fingering weight leftovers sorted by kind of color family. So this is what I'm looking at. I don't know if you can tell, but this is sparkly. There you can get a little sparkle. There's a little. So this, I think, this was a sample skein that one of our employees was using like 10 plus years ago, and she was using those Addie needles. What are the bronze? What were those Addie needles that were bronze? Oh, the lace, the original Addie lace. And she's one of those like 2% of the population whose skin reacts with bronze. And so it was coming off and leaving this dark something on the yarn. And so we had her stop doing that sample. So this is barely used. I don't know. She'd only done a couple of rows with it. And then we just broke off the stuff that got discolored. And it's been sitting in my stash ever since. So I've got this whole collection of purples and pinks. And I think I'm going to use all of that with the white, just the white sparkly as my background to do the long one. So, so excited. Wait, what? You need to meet Asha. What do you need to meet? I gotta scroll through the comments. Just give me 1 second. Oh, Asha, I did a 3 needle bind off. So if you buy the pattern, there's links to some videos that help. There's a link to a provisional cast on, and then a link to a demonstration of this bind off. It's just a 3 needle bind off. So you do a provisional cast on, and then you return your stitches to the needle. And then you hold the 2 sets of the tubes, the 2 ends, you hold those together in your left hand, and you use an empty needle in your right hand to bind them off together. So that is what this is. Yes, but I do have a video demonstrating that. I should finish this one by Valentine's Day. That would be really, really great. Oh yeah. Okay. I get it, Asha. Or Asha. I might be saying your name wrong. That's really funny. She needs to meet somebody that doesn't have a stash. We did have a customer here. She comes in here and there, and she doesn't have a yarn stash. The thought of it really gives her anxiety. She buys what she needs for a project. She finishes the project. She will use every last ounce of her leftovers up into, like she'll make a tiny pile of leftovers and then do a stripy hat or something like that. Never has any accumulated yarn. So those unicorns do exist in the wild. I swear to God. Tea. I just went to our local like kitchen and spice shop and stocked up on all kinds of delicious tea and a new tea infuser for my for at home. And I'm on a tea kick right now. I sent a little care package to Campbell and her roommate full of tea. All right, so we're going to move on. I want to show you guys a whole mess of things that just came in that are new, but they are relaunches of some of my favorite products from a company that went out of business. So I know, Kim, no accumulated yarn. It sounds unreal. It sounds unreal. I know. Ginny, exactly. I'm sorry. Sorry, I said I was moving on, but Ginny says, what's she going to do during the nuclear winter? Precisely. Or Ginny, we could also call that the 80s, because as Jill loves to tell us, Jill was an avid knitter in the late 60s, 70s, etc. when she was really young, and she had a small stash, but then there was just like this yarn black hole in the 80s where there just wasn't much to be found, and all that could be found was kind of shitty acrylic, and there was very little good wool, etc. Yarn shops weren't quite like everywhere like they tend to be now, and she knit through her stash during that time. So she talks about that all the time. It's a great reason to have a stash. So yes, you're correct. Okay, do you guys remember Lantern Moon? Lantern Moon was this fantastic company. It was right out of Portland, and they worked with creators and makers in Asian countries, to predominantly Vietnam, to create accessories in the knitting world. And we carried all of their stuff. It was so great. We loved it. And they kind of basically more or less went out of business about 5 years ago or so. But I have still been carrying around one of my most favorite of all time Lantern Moon products, which was the Mindy Sleeve. And I'm going to show you that now. Mine, my literally one, because it is rag tag, nearly falling apart. There's like, there's pieces of the fabric that are just coming undone from the weave. Like the edges are coming apart. But this thing, I'm telling you guys, it goes everywhere with me. It rides in my purse. This is a little magnetic closure right here. So satisfying, right? And I even throw, you can see I throw Coco Knits markers right at the closure sometimes when I'm being lazy. But then the inside has a little flap, and you store your little things that you need all the time. So you can see I've got my scissors. I've got two different repair hooks here, some cable needles, and then finishing needles. Oh, and like this is the tightening tools for some of my interchangeables. So flap goes, closes, and it's nice and secure, except I just closed it ugly, but here we go. Nice and secure. There's the other tightening tool for my interchangeables. This has been the thing I missed most. This was made me the most sad about Lantern Moon not making products anymore. And Knitter's Pride has collaborated with the creators of Lantern Moon and brought back some of their best products, and we just got them all in. So we're going to start with these Mindy sleeves, because the Mindy reboot is beautiful. This is the Mindy reboot. Very elegant, very classic. There we go. So you can see it's the same. It's a little bit bigger, which is handy because it just gives a little bit better room. So it still has the magnetic closure here. This little rectangle is magnetic. And then a nice sized flap to hold everything in, and all the little sleeves. So perfect. And they've packaged everything so beautifully. They all come in this little netted package that's tied with a bow. It's so lovely. And it's all still branded Lantern Moon. It's still, they've partnered together to create these things. So I'm super excited about that. Here are a couple other really cute little things that we brought back. They're muslin or linen bags. These are their little sheepy project bags. They're little punched embroidered sheep. They're so cute. So we've got the black sheep and the white sheep. So all of this is on our website. I know you guys remember these. These were famous. The sheep tape measures. So we've got you pull their tail and then you squeeze their tummy to make them retract. So little natural sheep, white sheep, natural white, natural gray, and then the black sheep, of course, the black sheep. Oh gosh, I love it so much. Okay, and then we've got the Sherpa. Get a load of this, you guys. This is like this solid little little dudette, and she just sits by your chair and she holds all your stuff. So the Mindy sleeve would be for your travel stuff, and then the Sherpa is for your doodad. So I've got scissors in here, and then I've got the other products that I want to show you that are rebooted, which we loved so much because they're just such classic, well-made products. The ebony repair hook. So there, if I put it in front of my face, you can really see it. It's a nice little crochet hook for picking up stitches, and then the ebony cable needles, and they have those handy little notches. You get 3 sizes. And those little notches that make sure that they don't just slip right through your stitches while you're holding your cables. So this doesn't come fully stocked. Mind you, this comes empty, but they're back. I'm just so excited about it. Especially I'm getting a replacement Mindy sleeve. And this one will probably retire to sitting by one of my chairs since or staying in like a knitting bag. And then the new one will go in my purse because this one literally is almost falling apart. So yay! Yes, the sheep Sherpa. So cute. It's so cute. And it's nice and solid. Like it's not going anywhere. I mean, it's not super heavy, but it sits really solidly. So you like if you grabbed something out of it, it wouldn't tip over, etc. Sherpa, come home. Yes, their cable needles and repair hooks are very exquisite. Sharon says she loves the cable needles. They're just very well made and smooth and shiny, and the wood feels good. They're also making their circular needles again and their double points. I didn't bring those in because we don't have a ton of room for a new line of needles. In fact, we just closed out the rockets for that reason. But if you were interested in those Lantern Moon Ebony circulars or DPNs, please just let me know. I'm happy to order them for you. I can order them all. I just didn't stock them. So yeah, Lantern Moon reboot. When I got that email, I think they emailed us like in early November, and so that we could make pre-orders. I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, are you kidding me? Please let there. And then immediately my eyes went and landed on the Mindy sleeve. And I was like, yes. The straight needles are beautiful. Yep, they really are. Sharon, you're a connoisseur. Your dog would wander off. Yes, any dog would wander off with the Sherpa sheep. I think that's just true. Maybe needs to be above dog reach, right? Yeah, Sheila says I've sold her on the Mindy sleeve. It really is. I mean, I don't know if there's a product that I am still carrying around and using from like 12 plus years ago. That says a lot about this little guy. So yeah. I think I've talked about everything I was going to talk about, unless I'm forgetting something big. Our sale doors have closed on the Good Vibes Yarn Tour. We have an amazing group of people. It's going to be so exciting. Our first stop is in February. You'll hear all about that, I'm sure, as the secrets get unveiled. But yes, I think that's all. Our sale is still going on. We have some really good deals still on some really good yarn. One of those is Lang Norma. I should have brought a ball in here to hold it up. It is kind of a variegated cotton yarn. It is so soft. You please believe me. It is so soft. It is absolutely one of the softest cotton yarns I've ever felt. It feels so good to knit with it. I just knit with it to make our ladder swatch that we display with the yarns. And if you had it, I mean, if you did the spring yarn tasting last year, you got a little ball, so you probably already know. But that one's in the sale right now. It's for a really good deal. It's a beautiful variegated cotton, which is not very common. It's very rare that you get variegated cottons for some reason. I don't know why. But anyways, so Lang Norma, Norma. If you check that out, that is one of those things that's being overlooked by people right now, and it would make a very lovely spring summer knit. Shawl, t-shirt, you name it. But that's everything. Yeah. Okay, so now before I go, I want to make sure everybody tunes in next week in our normal time and place. We will be doing prize drawings for the 2021 Ravelry Challenge. So if you've submitted your results to the Ravelry Challenge, you'll be entered into our prize drawings. And we're going to pull a bunch of prizes and send them off to people for all of you who were playing along with the challenge. It doesn't matter if you didn't meet your goal. Not all of us did, but we'll be doing that during next Tuesday's live chat right here on the Facebook page. Vicki, Norma is worsted weight. So yeah, it's very versatile. I think 5 stitches to the inch is the recommended gauge. So, all right. Have a wonderful week, everybody. And I hope that maybe you get to cast on a Stash Be Gone cowl. And I'll see you next week. Toodaloo. Bye.